Oh, YouTube people. Another day, another massive theft. This time, most likely, not 100% sure, allegedly, possibly, via the FedEx man. That's right, the old FedEx guy. This was brought to my attention on Instagram from Luka Doncic PC. He was the buyer of this lot, I believe, where the cards were shipped to him. The seller was Massey Rack Cards, and this is an absolute insane lot. These were FedEx overnighted, and when he got the box, when he got it from the FedEx guy and signed for it, noticed that the box had been tampered with and took pictures with the FedEx guy, I guess, showing the tape across it, and then opened it up, obviously, for the empty box. It appears, judging by this updated Facebook post from a couple of hours ago, I'm recording this on Thursday afternoon / early evening, so this was posted about noon on Thursday. The belief is these cards may be in the Houston, Texas area and may be raw. Rough value, 150 to 250K probably. There are some pretty big boys in here. We have an Ohtani Gold BGS 95 True Gem Plus. That is serial number 29 out of 50. Luckily, these are all graded and serial numbered, though he does believe there's a decent chance these could have been cracked out. We have a Fernando Tatis Orange with serial number 21 out of 25. A Juan Soto Blue PSA 10 in its current form. I don't see a serial number on that one. Another Ohtani Blue Min Gem. This is 80 out of 150. That's the pitching version. So some absolute monster cards there. I didn't see a close-up version, but there's also a gold Mookie Betts and a orange Juan Soto as well. So now, I don't know if they had insurance on these. There's been some comments asking that question. I didn't see anyone respond to anything. I'm sure 4 comments have already said that this is an insurance fraud scheme. That would be a little tricky to pull off in this case. Not saying, I don't know. I'm not there. I wasn't there when the cards were packaged up. But you would have the weight of the package when it was dropped off, and then you would have the weight of the package when the person received it. And since they received it with the FedEx guy, that would be a little bit tricky to not, like, if you packaged it up and said you put the cards in there, or that you just put a bunch of rocks in there or something, that would be a little harder to kind of sneak that one through. So with the assumption that these are actually stolen and in the wind, keep your eyes peeled if you are in the Houston, Texas area, or buying cards online, or just in general, who knows what these things could be from now. This originally popped up a few days ago. Actually, it was Wednesday, I believe, that this first popped up, but it was the same day as the Upper Deck nonsense and PSA changing that grade on the Luka PSA 10. So we're just kind of now getting to this today on Friday. Few things here. And this is going to be different for any and every individual person. My question to you all, as I like to ask you all questions, what value of a deal would you get on a flight for? Whether you're the seller or the buyer, or you try to arrange something to meet in the middle, depending on where everyone is coming from. But what number has to be involved for you to just fly things somewhere? To me, and this is just me, if the cards are 150 to 250K, I think I'm getting on a plane for that one. I think anything that's like half the value of my car, I'm probably getting on a plane for. If you start getting in, this is just me. You start getting into $10, $20, $30,000. To me, that's a ton of money. For some people, it's not. I get it. For some people, a 30K card, a 30K comic book is like me buying a $300 card, and that's just no big deal to them. They don't even really think about it. So it's all relative to the individual person. That's why I kind of phrased it like that. But I would say for me personally, if it's getting in the 15K plus 20K, 30K range, I'm going to at least reach out to the person and see if we could do the deal face to face. You know, is there a way, you know, maybe we hold off on it for like a week or two and, you know, I make arrangements to get out there. Or maybe it's a travel destination, or we can meet in the middle, or they're traveling somewhere, whatever. I would at least have the conversation around how can we just eliminate this from going through any sort of delivery system. Because this just seems to be happening more and more often now. And I know myself personally, I just talked about this last week. Once again, not a sponsorship or anything like that. I have a third-party insurance on my stuff. I have a CIS policy, that's collectible insurance. As part of CIS, read your particular policy, or if you sign up for one, read the details. They do cover shipping. So personally, I rely on that rather than purchasing extra insurance through the shipper. I don't like the idea of walking into FedEx, UPS, or USPS, or DHL, or whoever else and be like, hey, I would like to mail this package. By the way, I need $200,000 of insurance on it. You can't tell me that someone somewhere later on down the line that's making $15 an hour doesn't know that that package that they have in their hand is insured for a couple $100,000. That's just like a red flag on the side of the package saying, here I am. At least in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Someone, if anyone works for, you don't have to reveal what carrier you work for, but if any one of you work for USPS, UPS, FedEx, or have worked for, do you know as a carrier and or a sorter in a facility, when a package comes through your stall, terminal, in front of you, whatever the case might be, bin, do you know if it was insured or not? Is there some tag somewhere? Not necessarily a sticker. I assume there'd probably be some number code somewhere on a label somewhere that if you really knew what you were talking about and you knew your stuff, you could probably glance at it and know that that package was insured, even if you don't know the amount. Because to me, that would be an immediate red flag if I'm doing something nefarious. Those are the boxes that I'm going to look for. But this definitely has really picked up. It's been a thing forever, but it does seem like it has grown in recent months. Really since kind of the start of this year, tail end of last year. It seems like this stuff has picked up. Or maybe we're just all, and it could be one of those things, maybe it's been going on forever. Obviously it's been going on forever, but just to the degree that we're seeing now, maybe it's just that we're in a social media age and you just kind of see all this stuff more now than you used to. This could have happened before and it wouldn't have really got out there, but because in the world that we live in now, things are shared all over the place within the matter of seconds. You got idiots like me doing videos on stuff. It's getting shared on Twitter and on Instagram, and it's all over the place. So you have to protect yourself as much as possible with any of this stuff. This is large sums of money we are talking about in a lot of cases. And once again, large sums of money could vary depending on the person. I know personally, the most expensive card I have ever shipped was probably $3,500. I think that's the most expensive card I've ever shipped, was 3.5K. Anyone in the comments want to guess what card that was? I'll let you boys and girls marinate on that one for a minute. What card did I sell that I had to ship that would have been $3,500? And this would have been during the pandemic or in that era, like crazy times. So noodle on that one for a minute and let me know. But even that, when I shipped it, I did not insure it because I knew I had the CIS policy. I think, and it took like 3 days to get delivered because it wasn't going like terribly far. I think I checked tracking on that thing 197 times. Like every 10 minutes, I'm like, I wonder if it moved yet. Did it update? Did it go off the grid? Because there's nothing worse than the expensive package either coming to you or going out that you refresh and it just says, moving through the system to the next destination for like 4 days. And you're like, oh God, where did this thing go? And then it finally pops back up on the radar. I've had stuff like that happen where everything gets to me safe and sound, or everything gets to where I shipped it to safe and sound. But there's like this day or two of like, oh my goodness, why is this thing off the grid? Where did it go? How come it hasn't been updated yet? What is going on? And then all the scenarios start running through your head on how this thing went entirely sideways. But, the card. The card was the Vlad Topps Chrome Blue Refractor in a PSA 10. I had sold that for it was $3,000 or $3,500. I think it was $3,500 that I sold that card for. And I remember being a nervous wreck shipping that card out because it was the most, especially at that time too, because that was a few years ago. I have since shipped expensive cards, not quite that expensive, but like $1,000, $2,000, $2,500. I've shipped multiple times. And even that gets a little nerve wracking. I generally don't like it because I will just obsessively check the tracking. So make sure you protect yourself with back-end insurance. Be careful out there, everybody. It is the Wild West at the moment. Take care of yourself. Curious for your thoughts and comments, as always, down below. We will catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.